Hey, what's up everybody? Joshua Casper back at you with Plugin Boutique, and today we're checking out the brand new plugin from WA Production, which is a collaboration with the duo producer slash DJs VINAI, and it's called XTT. And this is a multi-band compressor with both upward and downward compression possibilities and a bunch more features baked inside of it to make sure you get the tightest, the fattest, the loudest, the crunchiest bass, drums, mix, master, whatever you're looking for. It can all be done with this incredible plugin. And just a side note, I actually checked out VANAI after checking out this plugin, and they've got some really great tunes. I especially like the one they did with Afrojack. So if you've got time and you like big kind of house music, go ahead and check them out because, wow. This is sort of their brainchild, made in collaboration with our good friends at WA Production, so we can expect that this plugin is going to be really great. So what I'm going to do is just show you how I used it inside of this project, and then walk you through the plugin and show you how to get started using it. All right, so first up, we got the drums here, and the XTT logo is the bypass button. This is a no-click bypass, so if you're going to be bypassing the plugin, doing your A/B, this is the bypass you're going to want to be using instead of the on-off switch inside of your DAW. But these are the drums I have inside of the project. And now I'm going to go ahead and engage the compressor here. So it's really pushing the high end. I do want to point out that I also have another XTT on the master channel. So if I go ahead and turn that off for a second. Just crazy big difference in the sound there. Next up, I've got this lead synth. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and drop a new instance on the master here. And let's go ahead and kind of boost this master up using XTT. So this is the default. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. It can actually go pretty small or really big. Always a big plus in my book being able to have or resize the plugin window. And what we have are the main controls here at the top, and then we have a 5-band multi-compressor down here at the bottom. Each one of these bands has its own set threshold. It has its own makeup gain control. And if you click right here, we have an RMS control. We have a mid-side tilt. So for the lower band here in the sub, we might want to bring it down to completely mid just to make sure everything is centered. It's just an extra feature to have on your compressor that most compressors or most multi-band compressors don't really have. So it's a great feature to see here. And then we have attack and release. And again, this is on a per band basis. And you also have a time control up here, and this will actually scale the attack and release for each of the bands together. Depending on what you have here as baseline settings, this will adjust them on a scaled basis depending if you go above or below 100% here. Double clicking sets everything back, and you can also solo, mute, or unsolo using this button right here as well. Again, double click to set it back. Then we have upward and downward compression controls. And then we have a dry wet mix. Now we also have an input and output, but you can link those together. So as I decrease the input, the output will go up. And as I increase the input, the output will go down. I'm gonna go ahead and set them both back to 0. Let's go ahead and just run these, the multi-band, let's run the input-output, let's run the upward and downward compression and the mix until we have a better sounding master here. Oh, one other thing you're going to actually see me doing here, these bands are adjustable with the frequency crossover position. So any one of these, any one except for the two on the far and the right and left are adjustable here. So using the spectrum, we can actually zoom in or zero in rather on the place we want our frequency crossover to position to be. You can also obviously solo the bands so you can hear even better, but I can use it just visually to get started anyway. I mean, it's really that easy. It's already 50 times better. Just listen to how different that is. This is the original. Do you feel how flat that is? And then if we put in the XTT here, it's night and day. It's just so much better. There is another feature here that I want to point out, and that is this limiter. If I turn it on, this is a brick wall limiter, and we actually have an input boost here, or a boost at the output. So this can actually be used as the final stage of your mastering, and you can just really push it up and get a seriously loud master. I'm already going pretty loud here. I've got a bunch of boosting going on my different bands with the makeup gains here, but it's also going to add some distortion if you push it too hard. But again, depending on what you're doing with XTT, that might be a desired effect that you're going for. I mean, it just sounds a lot better. There's just no way around it. And also notice that it sounds better without getting a huge jump in gain, which can obviously trick your ears into thinking things are better that maybe aren't. But there's no big jump in gain. What we're hearing is just the multi-band compressors doing their job. We've got some side leaning tilt here on the tops of these just to make things extra wide over in the low end, or in the high end rather. And then in the low end, we got more of a tilt towards the mono. And I mean, it just sounds better. We got more bass, we got a wider high end, and we've got a loud mix that's, ready for the club. Obviously, we need to do a lot more work than just this loop. But what I wanted to do is just show you around XTT for those who have bought it and how to get started using it. This can be used, as I've demonstrated, on anything. I'm using it on drums, I'm using it on a synth, I'm using it on the master. Really, you can put this thing anywhere and get some big, massive sounds with it. It is an excellent plugin. It is brand new and it is available already on pluginboutique.com. So click the link in the video description for full details. And as usual, I'm Joshua Casper here with Plugin Boutique. I hope you learned something, and I'll see you in the next video.